I'm Jonathan Robinson, and this is Fret Buzz. Hello again, welcome back to Casino Guitars and the Fret Buzz. If you have never checked out the Fret Buzz before, it's the show we put out every week where I find my top 5 videos in guitardom on YouTube, and I bring them to you so that you don't have to spend hours searching through random videos for ones worth watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I appreciate all the views lately and the comments, so please keep those coming. So with that, let's jump right into today's top 5 and maybe even some bonus material for today. Number 1, it's a channel I've never featured before. It's one I have watched pretty often on and on over the past couple years. It's called In the Blues. You can tell by the name that he obviously focuses on all things sort of blues related, but a lot of it on this channel, it is a lot of gear reviews as it pertains to sort of a blues playing, gigging musician. Really cool dude, great demos. Sometimes he has sort of differing perspectives than I would have, which I enjoy because it makes me think about gear differently and think about things differently. The video I'm going to feature for him for today is called The Best 11 Fender Amplifiers of All Time in My Experience, which is a nice little caveat that he puts there in his experience, because they're not necessarily the top 11 amps that I would pick from Fender. In fact, if you made the list that I definitely would not have put or would not have considered for my top 11 Fender amps of all time. I don't know why it's the top 11 other than it's one more, so who knows. But I enjoy that it's the top 11, not the top 10 or top 5. So top 11 Fender amps of all time. Obviously things like the Deluxe Reverb and iconic Fender amps like that are on there, the Princeton. But I think you'll be surprised with a few of his other choices and where they place. So lots of nods to some modern Fender things as well. And again, things that I would not have thought to put on there. So check that out. It's super interesting. Even if you disagree with the list, it's fun, and he makes good arguments for why those things work. I think it's a great sort of case study in how certain gear in the right situation, even if it's not your favorite thing or not what you would consider a great amplifier, it has its applications. And that's the deal, is finding the right tool for the job. So check that out. Number 2 is a channel that I have featured before. I try not to feature channels over and over again, but while I always hope that you love the channel that I suggest and you like the channel and you like the content, really, my goal is always to find videos that you don't miss this video for the week. So even though this is a huge channel, we've talked about it before, I just think this video is worth watching, and you don't need to miss it if you're a guitar-loving YouTube video consumer. But it's Rhett Shull. Love his channel. He puts out great content. The reason and the video that I thought that was a don't miss for this episode of the Fret Buzz, it's What is the Dumble Sound? That's the name of the video. I think that gets thrown around so much. It's a dumbly tone, or it's like a dumble, it's dumblish. And I think there were times when I said that or thought that, and I really did not have a clear, concise sort of picture in my head of what a dumble sound actually was. And he explained some of this in the video. Part of that is because the dumble sound is not necessarily one thing. All those amps were different. They were built for specific players. So even two overdrive specials or two steel string singers, they were going to have little differences. He goes through that. He talks about some alternatives to paying $100,000 for an amplifier, how to get it in different amp clones. There's lots of great builders making dumble style amps these days. There are lots of great pedals that'll get you there, and you can really even get there. This is pretty cool when he talks about getting there with an overdrive you already have and an EQ pedal. So really cool. I think it sort of puts into perspective why dumbles are what they are, why they fetch the prices they fetch. Yeah, it's a good video. It's super informative. I found it really interesting. And I just thought of all the things I watched over the last week, it was one of the most interesting. So there you go. Another video from Rhett Shull. What is the dumble sound? Enjoy that one. Check out his channel. Subscribe. He puts out great content all the time. The next one Nothing to do with gear at all. It is just something we all need from time to time. An inspiring performance from one of the absolute legends. This guy, there's none more legendary than him. It is Jimi Hendrix. The channel actually says Jimi Hendrix. I'm pretty sure it's not actually Jimi Hendrix putting out videos. I don't know, could be his estate. I don't know anything about it. It just popped up in my feed, but it says the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Voodoo Child's Slight Return, live in Maui in 1970. It is a fantastic performance. Jimmy is in rare form. He is crushing it. His tone is fantastic. There are giant stacks of Marshalls behind him. The video footage is great. It just sounds great. It's good. The title's a little misleading because it's not the original Experience, because they were done before 1970, obviously. But you had the Band of Gypsy stuff, and then he went back to playing before he passed away, and they were billing it as either just Jimi Hendrix or the Jimi Hendrix Experience again, but not the original members. Doesn't matter. Sounds fantastic. It's a killer version. I had never seen this video before, and I really enjoyed it. 6 minutes and 15 seconds of just awesomeness. So check it out. You will thank me. It's good. Jimi Hendrix, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Voodoo Child's Slight Return, live in Maui, 1970. As always, the links will be in the comments, and they'll be flashing on the screen as I am talking. So we can thank Derek for that. Always doing the awesome edits on these videos. All right, number 4. This is a channel that I've watched a little more over the last few weeks. He's actually had some odd some Gibson content come out where he's talking about some of the legal things and some of the sort of weird behind the scenes controversy with Gibson. I'm always interested in that. If you've watched many of our videos on this channel, you know that I used to work at Gibson for a minute. I was in Nashville, so yeah, that always interests me when I hear about what's going on with Gibson these days and how things are going with their management. Love Gibson, by the way, rooting for them. I'm just glad things seem to be in the upswing. But so this guy, I really, the way that he got back on my radar, I watched a couple videos he put out about Gibson, and then this popped up, and I thought it was a very cool video. So it's the Guitologist. That's the channel. It's a reaction video. It's reaction, the best and worst of the Great Guitar Build-Off 2020 submissions. So I didn't know what the Great Guitar Build-Off was, and that's not his channel. It's a competition where all these sort of famous builders, famous YouTube guys, they build these guitars, they submit them to this contest. People go online and they can bid on them, and the money all goes to their charity. So really pretty darn cool. I'm not even sure in the Great Guitar Build-Off if there's a clear winner. I don't know if it's the guitar that fetches the most money or what, but it sounds like an awesome thing. There's a lot about it in the video. There are links to it in the video, so if you want to check out the Great Guitar Build-Off. But what he's doing is he's actually going through all the submissions, checking them out, and reacting to the guitars, which is pretty fun because there's some really cool ones. There's some really sort of traditional things, and then there's things that kind of are out there as far as guitars go. All of it was cool. His insights are cool. It's 43 minutes long, so if you got some time to kill, you want to sit back and see some neat guitars and somebody's perspective on it who I guess knows a ton about guitars. Check it out. The Guitologist reaction, the best and worst Great Guitar Build-Off of 2020. You will also recognize some of the guys who are submitting guitars in the competition, like Phil McKnight has a big channel. He's one of the guys who has submitted a guitar. So you'll see some familiar faces in there as well, which I always think is fun. So that is number 4. Number 5, Mr. Rabea Massaad, who is a fantastic player, sort of Anderton's fame. He does a lot of stuff with Andertons. We've talked about them a lot lately. Our buddies in the UK, shop we'd love to go to. But this is his channel. And the name of this video, it's When Pedals Help You Write Music, the Walrus Juliana Stereo Chorus Vibrato. So if you're familiar with Walrus pedals, they've had a chorus pedal out for a while called the Julia. Fantastic chorus. They just came out with a new one it's stereo chorus vibrato called the Juliana, however they say it. Really cool pedal. Even if this was just a demo, it would be a cool video. It's not, though. There is some great playing and some absolute fantastic tones because this guy is a phenomenal player and he does really cool things with ambient sort of stuff. This video is no exception, but he also talks about what it's like when you take a piece of gear and you get inspired to create something with it. Because, you know, sometimes I buy a pedal and I have a very utilitarian sort of function in mind for it. You know, it's a certain sound or it's a compressor or whatever. You know, I throw it on my board, it does what I want it to do, and I don't think much about it. But sometimes you get a pedal like this that has some different new sort of fresh sounds in it maybe, and they can inspire you to actually create new things, write new parts, play in a different way. And I think that sometimes that's the beauty and the fun of new gear, especially things like this, especially a cool pedal. He does a good job of sort of highlighting that and talking about it, and it makes for a pretty darn fun video that goes a little bit beyond just a review or a demo of a pedal. So I love videos like that where it gives me a cool perspective on something, and it inspires me to take, you know, a pedal that I might have or a new pedal that I'm going to get and really try to be creative, do something different. So Rabea Massaad, When Pedals Help You Write Music, the Walrus Juliana Stereo Chorus and Vibrato. Super cool. Super fun. There's my top 5. I did want to give a shout out and sort of a bonus video to another channel that we featured before. It's Marty Swartz at Marty Music. That's the channel. And I guess there's a number 1 because this video is part 2. I just came across it. It's 100 cliche things guitar players say, round 2. I just thought it was hilarious because I know that I've said most of them. If I hadn't said them, I've seen people in guitar stores say them or have friends who say them. I probably have said all 100, but it's just really funny. It's a great video. It's a good way to kill a few minutes, not even 10 minutes long. It's 9 minutes, 38 seconds. So do yourself a favor, check that out when you need a quick, easy laugh. Yeah, good video. So there's 5 top videos plus a bonus. The jam track of the week. It is a rock and roll fast blues guitar backing track jam in A by Mr. Nick Neblo. Killer backing track. I found it incredibly fun. It's sort of Johnny B. Good-esque, but not quite. Sort of Johnny B. Good, Georgia Satellites, fast blues kind of thing. I will post a link to my take on it. I've already posted that on YouTube, Instagram, and my Facebook page, so check that out. If you dig it and you play over it, please remember to tag the Fret Buzz, Casino Guitars, and Jonathan Robinson Music. That helps me find them. And as always, if you guys will do that and tag them, I will get some shout outs. I have been slack. I must apologize on searching for them lately. So for a while, I was not getting a ton of participation. And maybe you guys are participating, but I've let myself be slack on searching for them. So I will search for them this week. Just use the hashtags if you play, and we'll try to round some up to give some shout outs to and post some links to. So that's the jam track of the week. Thanks so much again for watching the Fret Buzz and tuning in. Make sure you click like and subscribe, hit the bell so that you get notifications for the Casino Guitars channel. We are constantly putting out new content. Sometimes it's demos, sometimes it's talks about random guitar or musical things. Who knows what you're gonna get with me and Baxter and the other guys here at Casino, but don't miss out. So like and subscribe, click the bell. Again, if you are a bearded guitar player like me, be sure to check out thebeardstruggle.com. Use my discount code JRMusic15 for 15% off everything in their online store. Pretty awesome products, if I do say so myself. Thank you again. I will see you next week on the Fret Buzz.